I wouldn't call myself a local historian. I just like collecting postcards of my city. Because my husband's a stamp collector, or he was, he's not as much now. And I went with him one wet Sunday. I think it was to the Royal Hotel. The wife of one of the dealers had a shoebox with some postcards in. And I looked through there and I thought, oh, they're interesting. So I picked a couple up. And that was it. I was hooked. You meet a lot of people, you make a lot of friends. You know the ones that you can knock down in price, and you know the ones that you just walk past because you wouldn't pay their prices anyway. I collect postcards purely and simply so that my family and people who want to have a look can see what the city was like in the 1930s, the 1920s, the way different parts of the city have altered, even the ones that weren't bombed, they've all altered. When you think of the city centre, the ships used to come right the way into the city centre. Where the Bristol and West building used to be is now the hotel. Just across there, on the side of St Augustine's, there was what they called the Dublin Shed, which is where the Irish boats used to come up. Now it's used for leisure, but when I grew up, it was busy, it was bustling, the cranes were working and the ships were in. The way we travelled, on trams, and then on the old buses. Broadmead itself, and Castle Street and Wine Street, full of shops. I doubt whether they would have existed in today's market with all the supermarkets and all the rest of it, but in those days they did. It isn't always the picture on the front, it's the message on the back. The style of the handwriting and the messages, and some of the pictures are very evocative, when you look at them. Some areas in Bristol, like up here, up in Lower West, where you find very, very, very few postcards at all. I don't collect as much as I did because prices have gone up, especially Bristol cards. They can be astronomical at times, especially if you get some of the ones like I've got as well. The photographers always used to get the children to come out and pose. The little girls with their prim aprons on over their dresses and their little bonnets on, and the boys always had a cap and their boots and their long socks and things on. It's social history with a capital letter right the way through. That's why I collect them, I think.